everyone, this is Mr. DeBetz, and in today's Adobe Animate tutorial, I'm going to show you how to basically create a skeleton for the person that you drew, and then how to use that skeleton to start making some basic animations with it. Alright, so first thing we got to notice is you went in, you drew yourself, and you're composed of all these different shapes. So you have arms, legs, feet, etc. First thing we need to do is to convert each individual shape into a symbol. So in order to do this, first thing you're going to select is the arm. Once you select the arm, right click, and then you're going to select convert to symbol. I'm going to name this our arm for the right arm. I'm going to hit OK. Once you do that, if you go over here to the library tab, it's going to just sort of show you all the different symbols that we have here. So I'm just going to take some time and name each of these layers of each of these shapes. So again, select it, right click, convert to symbol, left arm. For the face, you actually want to select everything. So I'm going to click here, hold shift, click on each little part of the eye, click on the ears, click on the hair, and then again right click, convert to symbol. I'll name it face. Alright, so again, you want to go through all of these layers. I'm not going to show you here, but you want to make sure you do this to the neck, to the torso, to the shoulders, to each leg, and then to each feet. Once you do that, I'm going to show you the next step. Alright, so again, I went ahead, I selected all the different shapes of the drawing. I right clicked, and I converted them to a symbol, and now I have all the different parts within my library. The next step is now we need to go into each individual part and adjust the anchor points. In order to do this, you're going to go over to your toolbar, select the free transform tool, and then you're going to select each part of the body. So in this case, I'll start with the face, and then you want to sort of position the anchor point, this white dot, in the different parts where the body bends. So for the face, I'm going to move it down to the chin. For the neck, I'm going to move it down here towards the torso. For the shoulder, I'm going to put it up here on the top. Same thing for the other shoulder. For the arm, I'm going to keep it in the center where the elbow is. For the body, I'm going to move it down to the hips. And then for the leg, I'll leave it at the knees. And then for the feet, I'm going to actually just sort of move this down to the bottom of the foot. All right, so again, I went in and I moved the anchor points, these white dots, to each part of where the body is usually bending, usually where our joints are located. All right, now that you adjusted all the anchor points, our next step is we are actually going to give this character a skeleton in order to animate different parts of it. Before doing that, first thing you want to do is just create a reference point. You're going to go to your toolbar, select the oval tool. I would select just a color that's very different from your character. In this case, I'll choose green. I'm going to hold shift underneath their feet, and then I'm going to draw this circle. Once I have the circle drawn, I just want to make sure that it's directly underneath my character. This is just going to become a reference point for me. All right, once you do that, you're now going to take your character apart. So I'm going to move the head, I'm going to move the neck, I'm going to move all the shoulders, move the arms, move the body, and then move these legs over as well. I'm going to move this down also. Cool. All right, so now that our character is taken apart, I'm going to go back to my reference circle, hold Option on keyboard, click and drag, and then I'm going to move this upwards towards the torso. All right, now that the character is taken apart, we're going to start piecing them back together using the bone tool. The bone tool should be in your toolbar. It's shaped like a bone. If it's not here, you want to click on these three circles, and you should be able to find it in this larger menu. All right, once I have the bone tool selected, I'm going to click and hold on this first green circle at the bottom, and then connect it to the other circle. And now we have this wireframe. Once you do that, we're now going to connect it to the other parts of the body. So from here to my body, to the neck, from the neck to the head, and then again from our neck to our shoulders. So again, just take some time. You're going to then just connect the different parts of the body using the anchor points that you dropped earlier. So again, I'm going to move this to the leg, and then to the feet, and to the feet. All right. Oh, and the head. I can't forget to connect the neck to the head here. So again, now I have using the bone tool, I basically created a skeleton for this character that's going to be able to animate different parts of it. All right, once you add the frame, you're then just going to piece your character back together. So again, I'm going to grab my head. Excuse me. All right, so again, my character is now taken apart, and I'm going to piece them back together. To do this, go to your toolbar, and again, make sure you have the free transform tool selected. Once you do that, you're just going to start piecing them back together. So again, I'm going to move the head to the neck. I'll move the neck to the body. Notice though that this isn't arranged right. If something needs to be moved, you're going to right click on the piece, in this case the neck, and then I'm going to put arrange and bring to front. There we go. So I'm going to move the head back. I'm going to move the shoulder back over, move the shoulder. So again, just take some time. You're going to move all these pieces back together to bring your character back into one piece. And then the shoes and the shoes. All right, so now my character's together. If I go back to my selection tool, I can actually now rotate them in different ways. So from the bottom, I can rotate them as a whole. If I go to the neck here, I can just rotate their head a little bit. If I go to the neck, again, I can rotate the neck and the body. So again, you should now have some sort of wireframe. If you hold the shift key while moving them, it'll also keep them together so it doesn't go flying all over the place. So there we go. So stuff sort of like that, right? All right, we're almost done. Next, we need to basically get rid of these green circles and then do a quick little animation for your character. All right, so in order to do this, go to your selection tool, select the green circle, go to properties. Once you are in properties, you're going to look for object. Once you find object, look for color effects. You're going to click on this and change it to alpha. Once you change it to alpha, you're going to turn this all the way down to 0%, and then the circle should be gone. Same thing, select the circle, object, color effects, alpha, turn this meter from 100% to 0. So now that's all gone. All right, to add a basic animation, you're going to go to your timeline, click on the 30th frame. Once you click on the 30th frame, go up here, insert keyframe. And now I'm just going to add a little basic motion here. So I'm going to hold shift, select the arm, give me shift, select the shoulder, move the arm up a little bit. Same thing, go to the other shoulder, hold shift, bring up the arms, then go to the legs here, move the legs a little bit, just to sort of give them some sort of motion. And again, it's not perfect. And then maybe I'm also going to rotate the head a little bit. So again, now when I go back to play this, you're going to see that there's a basic animation. Whoop. And again, if the pieces aren't aligning exactly, you just need to go back to your bone tool and reset the frame. All right, so to turn it in, go to the top here, File, Export. You're going to export it as video/media. Entire source. Output, make sure it goes to your desktop. I'm going to name it myself animation. Save, export. And now the file should be on my desktop, and that's what you turn into Canvas. Nice job. You might have this open. If it does, again, it's just going to export it to your desktop.